Hey, this is Jimbo with Two Shots on a Barrel. Thanks so much for taking time to listen to Two Shots on a Barrel. We want to give a special thanks to Terry Woolley, who does our intro music each and every podcast. He is a talented songwriter, musician. He's located at Crystal Music in Campbellsville, Kentucky. Do a Google search, Facebook search, and you can find Terry Woolley, and he will do some magic for you. Also, special thanks to Exit Realty and Lisa Kearns, a sponsor of Two Shots on a Barrel, along with Billy Taft and Big O Tires. We could not do it. For sponsorship opportunities, you can reach out to us. Go to Two Shots on a Barrel Facebook page. Shoot us a message. We would be glad to get the information out on your establishment. Now, without further ado, here's Two Shots on a Barrel.
Two old boys ain't much for working. 2 shots on a barrel and they're talking about bourbon. Talking about a few other things that they don't know. If you've got a question, no need to ask. They don't have a clue, so raise your glass. Take a sip with the Bowl Brothers. Now it's on with the show. From the heart of central Kentucky, the bourbon capital of the world, it's Two Shots on a Barrel with your host, a couple of hot shots of their own, the Bowl Brothers.
Two Shots on a Barrel, back in the studio today. I'm Jimbo along with J-Bo. And what are you pointing? What, don't do sign language. Don't start today with sign language.
Come on, man. I'm just trying to save my hearing for the next 50 years.
I can't help it.
I'm fine. You're good.
Let me see. Is that better, J-Bo?
That's better. Thank you, sir.
I want to protect your virgin ears.
Gotcha. You know what? I'm going to give some headphones to our guest over here. We forgot to give him some.
That's a good thing. That is certainly a good thing.
Hey, before we go any further, it's good to see you, buddy. I haven't seen you in like 3 or 4 days. How you doing?
It's good to be here. I feel less stressed than I did at our last show.
That's right. We've recovered.
Which is good. I wasn't, as the show went on last time, I felt better, though.
Right.
I mean, because, it was chilled. It didn't have anything to do with the bourbon we were drinking.
It's always
but it was good. We continue to have more and more listeners, which is cool. Thanks to each and every one of you out there that are listening in. We had a fantastic, what ended up being not as good of a show as we had hoped for because of our errors.
Right.
But we still had a great show, and we got a lot of good compliments from the Dant family. If you didn't catch our last show, it was on Log Still Distillery, and our guest was Wally Dant. But we got some good feedback from some of the Dant family, which I thought was a good sign.
Exactly. And while we're talking about the Dant family, I'd like to send out my condolences for the loss of one of their own this past week. So God bless her. And
Marcy Abel,
yes.
Which is the aunt of Wally Dant of Log Still Distillery. His father Wally Dant.
Right.
That was his sister. And so, yeah, certainly prayers go out to the family. A shout out to a dear friend of mine, Todd Abel. That was his mother that passed away. And so, definitely want to give some two-shot love to all the entire family. J-Bo, have you ever been on the Bourbon Trail much?
I've been to one place, and that's Limestone. That's
I don't think that doesn't classify as a bourbon trail. I don't believe
it's the only trail I can handle.
I'm pretty sure a trail is like more than one stop.
Look, my house there, my house. That's all I have for you.
So it's pretty cool. We got to be into this Two Shots and podcasts and all those things. Our guest today reached out to us, befriended us on social media, and we got to look and saying, hey, wait a minute. This dude would make a great guest.
He knows everything.
He's got like millions of friends on social media. He's familiar with the tourism industry in Kentucky.
He loves the back roads.
Loves the back roads.
Yes.
One of the coolest things, I think, he's... We've talked about being on the red carpet someday. I think he could deliver us in a limo on the red carpet.
I think so. I've seen his ride, man. It is sweet. Also has a Mercedes thrown in there, right? Yeah.
All right, so welcome in our guest, J-Bo, officially.
No, you do it. You have to.
Okay, welcome in, Mr. Bob.
Hey, it's good to be here,
Bob
guys.
White, just like the quail, man.
You got it. You can
Mr.
whistle
Bob.
at me if you need to.
Hey, it's good to have you, man. So, when we were sitting here talking about this, was like, you hear about bourbon, you hear about the Bourbon Trail, and how many? It's kind of like the Kentucky Derby. People talk about the Kentucky Derby. How many people in Kentucky have actually gone to the Kentucky Derby? Have you, J-Bo?
Yes, sir. Many times.
Have you been to what's another big
Oaks.
thing? Have you been to Keeneland?
Yes, sir. Many times.
But you've only been to one spot on the Bourbon Trail.
They sell bourbon there, so I don't need to.
So we got to thinking about this. J-Bo and I were like, how many people out there though have never ever experienced the Bourbon Trail?
It's a whole lot of people.
I've been to Maker's Mark. I've been through Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
I've been through Willett. I've been through a lot of other places, but as far as formally being on a Bourbon Trail, so we thought we got to get like the best in the business, right?
Bob is the best in the business.
So we got to have Bob in here.
Bob, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here, guys.
What about that intro, Bob?
It's wonderful. I love the best of the best. That's
Dude,
great.
I got an observation. We always make observations of our guests, J-Bo. Have you noticed how like this dude has a whole lot better voice than you, J-Bo?
Well, most people do, but
say something, Bob.
Bob White on the Bourbon Trail.
That's it. See, that's it. He's got it.
He's got it, man. He's rolling with
He's
it.
got it. You know what I liked about Bob the most? When he came by this window, we have a window in our studio. He's walking down the street with a smile on his face and 2 bottles of bourbon.
Dude.
I knew he was a good guy right when I saw him. All right, there, first time.
It doesn't get any better. So, Bob White,
Yes,
tell for those who are just saying, who is this Bob White dude? So, the Peanut Gallery wants to know. Tell us, who is Bob White?
Well, let's see. I'm a Bourbon Trail tour guide, a professional driver. I've been doing both for about a decade. Prior to that, I spent another decade as a news reporter.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I worked with the neighbors across the street, actually,
cool.
or next door.
Yeah.
Landmark News.
Yes, of course.
Worked at a few of their operations. And I've noticed over the years, didn't ever think about it as a news reporter, but having that decade of talking with people coming from all different situations and all walks of life actually gave me some positives when it came to being a tour guide. You got to relate to people. You know, no matter where they're coming from, everybody's coming from a different place, whether it be in their minds or physically.
Yeah.
And to be able to relate to folks from all over the place is very important.
You have people come from all around, I guess.
Exactly, all over the world for the Bourbon Trail.
That's incredible. Hey, now, out of all the people that you've been with over the last decade, where's the farthest away? Alaska? Is somebody from Alaska, or is it somebody from, who's that person and where do they come from?
I'd have to say Mike and Michaela from New Zealand.
Mike and Michaela. Shout out, baby,
Nice.
New Zealand.
Nice.
We've become quite good friends over the years, too. They did return once. That's a long way away. I think they spent this past summer up in Canada. They have good vacations from Australia and New Zealand, both, from what I understand. So, yeah, good friends, good people.
See, not
fantastic.
only are you getting a tour guide, you're getting a new best friend. Because it's obviously, he doesn't forget anybody. I mean, New Zealand?
Yeah.
And remember their names?
Well, it's only been 7 years or so.
Hey, see?
See, man. Check
It's
that
incredible.
out.
He's the best of the best.
All right, so you handle somebody calls you, Bob, and they say, all right, me and J-Bo, we're looking to go on the Bourbon Trail. We pick up the phone, and we see this dude, Bob White, and we say, we want the best. And we call you up, Bob, and we say, dude, we just want a good trip on the Bourbon Trail today. Pick out 2 or 3 that you know we're going to have a fantastic time. Where do you take us?
Well, first I'm going to ask you, do you have a favorite brand or
See, this guy's
do you have any
he's
loyalties?
the ultimate professional.
He is.
Do you have any particular loyalties? Do you have a place that you expect to stay at already, or a special restaurant that you like to eat at? Just give me one thing,
Right.
and I can fill in the gaps all the way around.
That's killer.
To have that great day.
Essentially, you're saying throw you a damn bone and you will take
You
it.
got it.
So if Jim said, look, I'm going to stay at the Hampton Inn in Lebanon, Kentucky, and we need to go to 5 different places,
That's a great starting point too, because you're centrally located.
That's right.
I was dealing with a fellow that really wanted to dip his wife's bottle at Maker's Mark, but they closed down last week.
You ever dipped your wife's bottle, J-Mo?
I'm sure it's happened.
And he was all worked up, oh my gosh, they closed down. What am I going to do? I said, don't worry, they're going to save your bottle for whenever they do reopen.
That's right.
But we can still do a million things. And I put out this nice itinerary for them. Of course, Makers was not on there, nor Beam or the Brown Foreman folks. They've all shut down. And but there are still so many great things to see. And if either one of you guys said, hey, I like a little history, oh my goodness, you're making my day right off the bat. I would suggest definitely hitting one of the big boys. And I won't always talk about Bourbon Trail official either. When it comes to two highly rated spots that I've rarely, if ever, heard a complaint about a experience, you got to say Maker's Mark and Buffalo Trace.
Beautiful.
Those two stand out. And I have friends and people I'll love forever at both of those spots. With that said, now if you've already been here before and you've already had the routine this, that, and the other, those package deals and that kind of thing, that's okay too, because we can take it up a whole different level. And that's what I really enjoy too. And that's how I get to meet some people at some other very special places.
So when folks come in and they come in from all around and they hook up with you on the Bourbon Trail, before they even get out, I mean, what are some of those things that when they talk about Kentucky or they talk about going on the Bourbon Trail, what are some of those things that just kind of stand out to them about Kentucky and what it is about the Bourbon Trail that they even want to come in the first place? Is it the juice? Is it the what am I looking for? The
Experience?
The experience of Kentucky,
Yeah,
that
the
is
flavor of
Kentucky?
Kentucky.
I mean, what is it? What is it that they tell you?
They want a little flavor of Kentucky. They truly do. And we've been fortunate. I mean, we've been making whiskey in Kentucky for a couple hundred years.
Right.
It only took us 195 years to figure out how to market this stuff,
Yeah,
as far
there
as
you go.
tourism goes. But we nailed it, and we really have hit a home run with the Kentucky Bourbon Trail that started in 1999. But it didn't kick off with a bang. It took a while. It took a good decade, actually, to get rolling. I remember taking my daughters. They were toddlers, and we went to Beam when they were just 3 or 4 years old. And there was nothing there. It was like we went to the Beam house, a little bitty old white house, and they had a model there of a distillery. And, they poured me, the dad, a glass, of course. But that was about it. And them, along with Heaven Hill, was one of the originals to have any kind of visitor experience. And they do a great job too, but it took a while to get rolling. And now that it's begun rolling, there's really no stopping it.
It's killing it. They're killing it, right?
It's doing great. And it's been a blessing for all the people of Kentucky, whether or not, who cares what you think about alcohol in general. It has been a great thing for restaurants, the hospitality, the hotel folks. It's been a wonderful thing all the way around.
Boom.
So I had, like I told you earlier, I have family in Macon, Georgia. Georgia being a hot spot for this show.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about. They must love bourbon in Georgia.
I think they like my country slang that I throw.
There's
at them.
something.
It's my voice. I don't know.
You don't have the voice.
I don't. I'm just kidding.
Hey, listen. If I need a guest guy that has the voice, I'm calling. Calling the Quail, man. I'm calling in Bob White.
Ready for you. Bring it on.
Now, they said if we come up for a weekend, can I hit? Is it possible to hit every distillery on the trail in a weekend?
No, and you don't want to.
Okay.
I've had that. It's been a long time when I was rocking and rolling, all comfortable in the Bourbon Trail, and working with a large company that does a great job. One of their tour planners asked me, "Bob, can you hit 10 stops?" Me being me, I'm like, "Oh, of course," and we did. And she explained to me they're not interested in tours. They just want to hit stops. And so basically, we're just doing like gift shop stops and maybe a tasting here and there. Yeah, it can be done. But does anybody really want to do that? And plus, today we got like more than 3 dozen distilleries on the Bourbon Trail. You don't want to even try. There's not much of a reason to either. Pick out your favorite brands there, your loyalties or whatever else. That's a good start. And then there's so many other great things to see and do. You don't have to do a tour at every place. That's for sure. I had people 2 weekends ago, and they had planned the day themselves. They had come from Texas, and so I was kind of hands off. I was like, "Hey, this is easy. They planned it, so if it all goes, away. That's okay too." But they had a good time. The only thing they did were tastings at all our stops. But they were thrilled to death. And I remember coming out of one facility, it was Willett in Bardstown, and they were just, they said it was fantastic.
Awesome.
And so they did a 15-minute tasting there, and then they spent some time upstairs in their bar, had a little quick bite, and they were just overwhelmed. And so we spent this entire day. They didn't see fermentation or distillation or aging in a warehouse or any of that stuff, but they still had a really great day, and that was on their own planning. So it really depends. Every group is different. Every person's a little different. You kind of got to feel them out. That's why folks will ask me all the time, "Hey, can I see an example of a package?" No, not for me. You can for many other people, and there's some people putting good packages together. That's not my thing. We're gonna identify what you want to do and work it out from there.
Well, that's killer, man.
This-
We need to go.
This is awesome. Do you have, I could see J-Bo, J-Bo's only been to one spot, maybe for a reason, because J-Bo, if he got to going to too many tours, I could see him get a little bit too boozed. Do you have some people along the way that are just like, oh, this is not going to end well?
I can just tell you that before we get started. It's not going to end well.
It's not going to end
I'm just going to put that out there.
We have the this past Saturday, the infamous bachelor party.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Scary thought, huh? These guys are from Milwaukee. They're really, really nice, easygoing, regular guys. One of them was getting married. I said, "Hey, I've been married once." So we kind of broke the ice real quick. But I could tell a couple of them, they were a little bit concerned about their buddies. How's this going to end?
Yeah.
And it all worked out just fine. None of these distilleries you stop at, they're not going to overwhelm them with loads of booze. Now, these Milwaukee boys, we're pounding the beers on the way.
That's what
okay,
they're known
too. It's in their blood. That's their water. That's okay. So even though the seed had been planted in their head of, oh my gosh, what's coming? It was all great.
That's good.
It worked out just fine. So I've been doing bourbon tours since 2011 or so. It's almost a decade. And out of 1,000 tours or whatever it is I've done, I've only had 2 groups that I had to pull the plug on and say, it's time to go home. And that says a lot. That
There's
says,
always number
99%
3, J-Bo.
of the people are great. There's an exception every now and then. Now, with that said, that's not to say I didn't kind of work hard with some other groups.
Right.
But only 2 out of 1,000. That's great.
I'm afraid my card would be punched early, Jim Reed. With the it's like So if we call you up and say, all right, J-Bo, Jimbo, what are your 2 favorite distilleries that you want to stop at today? And then I'm taking you home. That's how it would work out.
You're asking me that question now?
No, that's what he would say.
Oh, you're asking. Bob's asking that. Yeah. I thought you were like putting me on the spot and saying, which are my 2 favorite distilleries right now?
Now, what is your 2 favorite?
I don't know.
Since you want to,
I really don't know, and I don't want to ask Bob what his, because Bob just loves them all.
Bob likes the ones without picking for him. His favorite distilleries is the one that has the most history behind them. I can promise.
Well, he does seem like a history guy. He does seem like a history guy.
And if you follow him on Facebook, there's proof in the pudding that he can take you to some unique places that no ordinary tour guide is going to take you on, such as your last trip with the Milwaukee boys.
Yeah, the Milwaukee guys. We ended up at Old Crow, which is a still house in ruins. It is occupied. There's a modern building on the property that's now occupied by a fellow named Dave Meyer.
And he was nice enough to send us some juice today.
Yes, he was.
So which is a great time, Bob, to tell everybody we are drinking a fine Kentucky spirit right now. So tell us what we are drinking, which is the coolest name ever, Bob.
I told Dave Meyer yesterday what I was getting into with you fellas today.
You didn't know what you were getting into, Bob.
Well, I didn't fully know. And I said, hey, everybody seems to bring a bottle with them, and, I don't have anything around the house.
That's a hell of a tradition we've started.
Okay,
buddy.
Smart
he
people.
said, come on by. I'll hook you up. So he gave me the bottle of his flagship OCD. Now, we can call it Old Crow Distillery. No, we can't. That's illegal. OCD, what is it? Is it Ole Crazy Distillery? No. Is it obsessive compulsive? No. I call it Ole Crazy Dave because
I like it.
Dave's a wild man,
I'm
and
telling
I love
you,
it.
I'm feeling like an Ole Crazy Dave after taking a couple of that. What is it, 117 proof?
117 proof.
Yeah.
It's a single barrel.
It's good.
Single
and
barrels are. We're learning that
Yes.
is a good thing.
distilled and aged on his property. And then I also mentioned, I said, well, thanks, Dave. I really appreciate that. And I said, I also heard good things about this Cafe Ole straight bourbon whiskey you've produced, which uses a special barley he's uncovered. Barley isn't usually a flavor grain. You know, usually your flavor grains in a traditional recipe is going to be rye.
Right.
And then we have a lot of wheaters that are popular too. Dave has tapped into something. He found a chocolate barley that he's used in this Cafe Ole that seems to be very popular. And that's what we'll follow up with for you guys
We're
here in
gonna
a second.
follow up. This Dave guy here is a character, and he would fit in well with this show. So we're going to have to give old Dave a call.
Well, listen, it
Absolutely.
sounds like our good buddy Bob is in good. He's got a good deal
Yeah.
going with Dave.
Yeah.
I think there's a nice little olive branch that's
There you-
extending
Come on,
out.
Dave, come on down,
I think
buddy.
it goes both ways. Yeah, Glenns Creek Distilling is the name of his
I
operation.
was going to tell you. Tell us a little bit about his operation.
It's like Frankenstein's lab. I love taking people there only after they've been to a Woodford Reserve, which is only a
Right.
couple miles down the street, or, the big show, the big hurrah.
Yeah, sure.
And some people, that's all they need is the nice gift shop,
Right.
a beautiful place, a great product. That's enough. But then you get some folks that have already seen and been there, and you want to take them something different, or you have the history buff on board, or you have a good bunch of guys from Milwaukee and say,
Right.
hey, you know what? Here,
Check
let me pull
this
this out of my sleeve. Let's stop by the original Ole Crazy Distillery and say hi to Dave at Glenns Creek Distilling. and
How
see
cool
what's
is that?
going on.
You know what? I think everybody that listens to this next week needs to go see old Dave
I think so too.
at the distillery.
Yeah.
What's the name of the distillery again?
Glenns Creek Distilling.
Everybody get online right now. Look it up.
Absolutely, I'm going to.
I'm going to as
I'm
well.
going to.
Because I like old Dave.
I love old Dave.
Old Crazy Dave.
I love him. Yeah, OCD
That's it,
baby.
that's
it.
Oh, Crazy Dave.
Yes. So, guys, make sure you... does he have merch?
Oh, yeah.
So,
T-shirts and
yeah.
lots of product, too. Lots of booze.
Lots of booze and product, man.
And
So take care of
He
it.
has a lot of fun, too. So I don't want to throw dirt on anybody, but, some of these shows that are put on at these wonderful distilleries with wonderful products, they are a little bit of a show. So Dave just turns it around and has a blast with it.
That's
awesome. He really turns it into a fun experience. He doesn't poke fun at anybody else, but he'll just
Well, he should.
pay notes to certain things.
Hey, listen.
That's great.
Really, Dave sounds like our podcast. That's what we do.
We need him in
we,
here.
we definitely don't keep it serious.
No, we pick on
We-
everybody.
We definitely pick on everybody.
He's a perfect fit.
I think he's.
I think you'd
I
fit
think
in
he's.
nice.
I think he's destined to be on the show. I think that's what it means.
We're going to have to make it happen.
Listen, I am out of OCD, which means we get to try the next pour, which is Cafe Ole,
You got it.
and that's some good stuff that's coming our way. We're going to be learning more about the Bourbon Trail by the big dog in the business, Bob White, and we're going to find out a little bit more of the trek that Bob White took to get to be. And he's the thing that impresses me, J-Bo. The dude was talking. Did you hear what he was talking about? Finding the rye and how you're usually He's a smart dude. I like that
he
too.
knows what he's
I like
talking about.
hanging out with smart people. I don't get to do it very often. Bob.
Come on, man.
Hey, back with more Two Shots on a Barrel coming your way right after this. Stick around.
Whether you're buying or selling, be it your first home or your last home, or building your investment portfolio, give me a call. I'm Lisa Kearns, a realtor with Exit Realty Heartland. I understand the stress and hassles involved in buying and selling, and I will be here for you. Let me put my 20 plus years experience in marketing and customer service to work for you. Give me a call, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns, realtor with Exit Realty Heartland, here to work for you.
Hey, this is Jimbo.
This is J-Bo.
Man, we are so happy because, J-Bo, we got this podcast going, and we got fantastic sponsors like our good buddy Billy Taft with Big O Tires.
Billy Taft, longtime friend, and I've been going to him for years for new tires at Big O Tires.
I needed a new set of tires just recently. Guess where I went?
Where'd you go?
Big O Tires here in Lebanon, Kentucky, the heart of Central Kentucky. Billy Taft. He took fantastic care of me. I know he's always taking care of you.
Yeah, heck yeah. He's even taking care of me when I broke down in Bardstown. He has a Bardstown location as well. Fixed the tires right up. Baby, I was out the door, back to Lebanon in no time.
He does a fantastic job. He's always worried about number one. You know what number one is?
What's that?
That is the customer.
Exactly.
The customer is always right when it comes to Billy Taft and Big O Tires, J-Bo.
You can get oil changes, tire rotations, new tires. Heck, he's even got used tires you can buy.
Absolutely. Whatever it is you're looking for, I guarantee you're going to find it at Big O Tires, Bardstown, or in Lebanon. Boy, and guess what? They are sponsors right here, J-Bo, on Two Shots on a Barrel.
I'm telling you what, we love Billy Taft and Big O Tires.
Go there today. Big O Tires, Billy Taft. It's in Lebanon and Bardstown, the heart of Central Kentucky. Two old boys ain't much for working. J-Bo, I love it. I love it, man. I love that tune.
Terry is so talented.
Terry Woolley. So, the story goes that I said, Terry, we're doing this podcast thing. We're just a couple of guys want to talk about bourbon, everything that is Central Kentucky. And Terry's like, I got you. And he took it from there.
Yeah, 24 hours later, bam, we have an opening theme for our podcast.
Terry Woolley with Crystal Music is to kind of icing on the cake. Is sponsoring Two Shots on the Barrel. I don't know how cool that is.
Not only did he do this for us, he's also sponsoring us. So, it's a double whammy from old Terry. Thank you, Terry.
And you guys have come a long way. You went from a point in time where you guys didn't necessarily get along the best in the world, and now you are like best friends.
Well, it's like, you put two superstars in one room, there's going to be some bumping heads.
Listen, whether it's recording, maybe it's some voice lessons that you need, some learning how to play a guitar, harmonica, you name it, Crystal Music in Campbellsville, Kentucky is the place to go.
Hey, I even was in a tight spot. I was going to go to Nashville. I was going to interview a bunch of artists, and I needed a guitar to sign.
I remember that. I
walked in there, and I'm telling you, they have guitars everywhere. And he said, you don't want this guitar, you want this guitar. And he set me up, and away I went to Nashville. Bam.
He took care of you, and that's the way he can take care of everybody. He's a good dude. He works so hard. His wife, Anna, though, is the best thing in the world about him. There's no doubt about that. But Terry Woolley is a great dude, and for every musical thing that you need, including... If you're out there listening and you need a jingle for your podcast, reach out to Terry Woolley. Check him out on Facebook. Look him up, Terry Woolley. That's Wooley. Or look up Crystal Music. You'll be able to check out all their deals along the way. And thanks so much, as always, J-Bo. They're a great sponsor.
Hey, and we're looking for more.
Absolutely. Right here on Two Shots on a Barrel.
Hey, guys, this is J-Bo. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and Facebook at Two Shots on a Barrel fan page. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to Two Shots on a Barrel. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We love you, and stick around for more Two Shots on a Barrel. Shots on the Barrel. I'm here with Jim Reed and my best buddy Bob. How y'all doing out there?
Doing great.
Doing fantastic. I just noticed we've got a new sign up on the window. Is there significance in that, J-Bo?
Yes, that is the redneck window shade.
The redneck window shade.
Yeah, because most of y'all know I do a Friday night show on a radio station on 102.7, and if you're streaming...
A very popular show on
you.
Friday nights, Bob White. Check it out at WOKH.FM.
Yes.
If you like classic music, classic rock,
oh yeah,
it's in your wheelhouse, then you need to check that show out.
So 7 to 10, you can get on WOKH.FM and stream it and listen to my show. But the sun beams in right before the sun goes down, and it just melts me right there. So I forgot to take down my piece of paper, my redneck
So
window
the
shade.
8.5 by 11-inch piece of copy paper is supposed to stop the sun from.
Yes.
From-
but you had to move it as the sun goes down.
That is so not even.
But yeah,
That's not.
But you know,
That's
whatever
not normal.
Whatever works, brother. Whatever
That's not
works.
even normal.
We're here with Bobby, the bus driver, and
Dude,
he's telling us all about this fun bourbon industry that we didn't know anything about. We've never talked about this side of things.
So I'm looking at his information here, J-Bo. Did you know you are sitting right in the midst of a certified tourism ambassador?
Dun 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 dun.
You did not even know that.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, tell us what that is, Bob.
Certified Tourism Ambassador. It's a nationwide thing. Louisville is the only place in Kentucky that's embraced that.
Okay.
So when it comes to Louisville, my hometown where I was born and raised, I'm a certified tourism ambassador. That basically means I know who Colonel Sanders is and I know where the
Nice.
Falls of the Ohio are.
Now tell me something. Is this the same thing that Stephen Fonte has? His patch he wears around?
I listened to that yesterday. He is an executive bourbon steward. I remember him mentioning that.
That's what it is.
And I am a non-executive bourbon steward.
Okay.
I'm a step below
You're
that.
the common folk.
You got it. I know how much corn goes in the bourbon.
That's all that matters.
about
That's all that
means.
matters. That's all that matters. You're
Hey.
my kind of people.
Yeah. We're getting better at knowing what exactly happens with it too.
Now, Stephen taught us what we need to do if we ever wanted to be an executive. What do we have to do to get to where you are?
That's a fantastic question, J-Bo. That's
Thanks,
a very
man.
good question for you.
Good.
So on the executive bourbon steward thing, he was right. It's about $500 to be an executive bourbon steward, and you go through Moonshine University or the Distillers Institute. They have a few different names down there in A Street in Louisville. But this the smaller version, the bourbon steward version. Any Joe can run through the program. They send you a nice little book in the mail. It's about $50. They'll send you this nice book. It kind of gives you whiskey 101 and, of course, the bourbon basics as well. And really, half of Kentucky has this in their heads already. You know, we're kind of born with it. But it's a nice reminder, and you get these great little pens with a couple
Nice.
whiskey thieves crossing each other and a
I
fleur de
like
lis
that.
in the middle. It's
Nice.
wonderful.
Nice.
People outside of Kentucky look highly upon that. Folks inside Kentucky are like, yeah, you're one of us.
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
man. You're one of us for sure.
I mean, it looks impressive to me.
There you
I
go.
like it. It's a cool
Bingo.
name.
I think it's good. So, Bob White, walk us through how you got to be where you are. I mean, I read about you. You've got a pretty diverse life with respect to what you've had cooking, and now it seems like, dude. I mean, we've known you since we've been Facebook friends for a while, but it just seems like you're absolutely loving what you're doing.
That's the key. I really do. I'm a cheerleader for Kentucky. I'm not the prettiest one out here, but I love my state. I do love my hometown, Louisville, even though it's going through some chaos right now.
Yeah.
He's a South End boy like me.
That's all right. Germantown boy.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Close enough. Yeah, I'm a big fan of our state and what we do have to offer. We're not the most progressive state in the union, and you know what? That's great.
I like that. That's a pretty
exactly
darn
right.
good slogan there you got
Yeah.
going on.
I spent a decade as a news reporter, small town news reporter, working with Landmark.
So how did that happen?
I fell into that one. Oh boy. We got to reel back a long time. I'm 46 years old, so I got a couple different chapters in my life. My wife and I, we decided to move to Colorado when we were younger with two babies, Gwen and Daphne, our wonderful daughters. And while I was out there, I started writing for an outdoor magazine. It was a fitness and nutrition type magazine. I had the outdoor beat. And a lot of it was just hiking and backpacking and all this great stuff. And the Rockies, even greater, which I'd always been a fan of. And so writing a little bit, and we split. We divorced. And so I had to get back to Kentucky. I couldn't stay out in Colorado as much as I loved it, but I couldn't be away from my babies. My daughters, I love the pieces. So came back to Kentucky, and I had all these clips from this great little outdoorsy magazine. And I said, you know what, I'm going to check in with Tom Barr at the Shepherdsville Pioneer News over there. And he gave me a job.
Well, that's cool.
And I stuck with those folks for about 10 years. So I started writing a while and meeting a lot of great people. I covered a lot of hard news, a lot of terrible stories, courthouse stuff, and all the bad things in the world. But I could get along with just about everybody coming from any angle. I split from newspapers. You know, you got to shift gears sometimes. I was just looking for a job, and one kind of fell in my lap one day with a wonderful tour group out of Louisville called Mint Julep Tours. They do a wonderful job, and they kind of set the bar for many things. And they still do a wonderful job. Now that if someone wanted a kind of ready to go package type of thing, that'd be a great.
That's the
They have the big black buses, right? The big black.
They have
rides.
a couple dozen of them
Yeah,
nowadays.
man, that's
they're,
awesome.
they're doing great.
Beautiful.
After so many years, they grew and grew and grew, and there's some changes made. So we went our different ways too. And since then, I've been independent. I worked with a few different companies, some of which have these large vehicles. Others have limos. When there's just, a couple of nice people that want to go out and they don't need an entire bus of their own, they'll contact me and say, hey, Bob, I got a couple. Can you take care of them this weekend? And, they have a place or two they want to go. And I said, no problem. That's great. Let's run with it. And I love it. You put me in a Suburban driving around with a couple nice people. I'm a happy puppy.
That's
right there.
awesome, man.
I thought one of the cool things, Bob, we reached out to you and said, I messaged Bob. J-Ball, you probably don't even know about this. I said, hey, Bob, you interested in coming on Two Shots on a Barrel? And his response back was, sure. I'm just a tour guide,
Oh.
I'm like,
come on.
just a tour guide? What the hell does that mean? I mean, that's a critical piece of the whole Bourbon Trail, dude.
How are my people in Georgia going to get to these places without you?
You're talking about being a modest. I'm just a tour guide.
I mean, come on. We're just announcers. You're the guy doing the hard work.
Yeah, seriously, man. For people that are coming into Kentucky, going on the Bourbon Trail, dude, you are the first one that's their instant impression. You can make it, like, I don't want to put a bunch of pressure on you, but you could totally suck it up for them. You know what I'm saying? That's how important that piece is.
And listen, there's no way in hell I could find the distillery at the Ole Crow Distillery site. There's no way. There's no. You got talent.
Oh, I love doing it. And if this is the hard work, keep it coming. I really love what I do.
That's awesome. Man.
See, there's a common theme on Two Shots on a Barrel, and the guests that we've had. Everybody freaking loves what they're doing, J-Bo.
Everybody. You know what? And I'm starting to love this too.
I'm loving what I love it. I'd like to have about 50 sponsors that just absolutely love it as much as we do.
Hey, we're getting there. We're getting there.
By the way, the bourbon we are now drinking.
Hold on, before you say anything.
Yes, go ahead.
He popped that bottle and walked out. I poured it, and I got the biggest face full of caramel for the first time ever.
I think you actually, you apparently, you pegged. You know what I'm getting now that have you drank yours yet?
Yeah, I don't even know what we're drinking. I just poured it.
It's there you go.
Cafe Ole.
Cafe Ole.
All right, 117 proof.
And this is produced at Glenns Creek Distillery. Which Bob could take you there. He could absolutely take you there. It's one of those, I think, you talked about the big boys. This is one of those little deals, but how cool. And I remember Stephen Fonte talking about looking to find a unicorn.
Yeah.
But back to this. When you drink, have you taken a drink yet?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Did you get any? What flavor did you get?
I can't get past the caramel.
I got a flavor.
What flavor did you get?
I got a little bit of chocolate. Is it possible that you could get chocolate out of this?
He mentioned that with the barley.
That is very possible, yeah. I had a chit-chat with Dave before I split there with these nice bottles he donated to us. And he showed me the barley he's
definitely
using
getting
with
a lot of
Cafe
chocolate.
Ole. Of course, it's corn rind barley. That's the traditional bourbon recipe no matter where you're at. That is the traditional recipe, period. But this barley he's found, it's a chocolate barley. and it's
Beautiful.
It's pure Mother Nature, nothing additive or any of that stuff. But that's where it imparts a little bit of either cocoa or a little chocolate, a little coffee for some other folks, and hence the name Cafe Ole.
Wow.
Really?
Crazy. You know, before
Yeah.
we started this podcast,
Like, this would be really good. A little. You remember you brought me that coffee
Yes.
one time with some bourbon in it?
Yeah, on
If
Sunday.
you ever do that again, you might use this.
I will, definitely.
Because this is very nice.
Definitely nice.
What were you getting ready to say
I
before
don't
I interrupted
remember.
you?
I don't remember, man.
So, you mentioned it being close to Woodford Reserve. You said 10 minutes away, I think. So it's close to Versailles or Lexington?
It is close. It's in between Frankfurt and Versailles, in the little hamlet of Millville.
Millville.
Yeah, tiny little pass-through community. There's one restaurant there called Stave, and it's very popular. Especially when Woodford Reserve is up and running, you know, they'll get 1,000 visitors in a weekend easy. And then their neighbor is the original Ole Taylor Distillery, which has become Castle and Key, another hot spot on the Bourbon Trail. So there's a whole stretch, and they're all along what we call Glenns Creek that leads up into Versailles before it empties into the Kentucky River down near Old Crow.
See-
So it's a whole stretch of whiskey, wonderful places.
Yeah.
He knows everything. He's got it, man.
J-Bo, you know, we've talked about having our own bourbon. We've
Yeah.
talked about having our own hemp. I mean, we've talked about having a lot of stuff on this show. I'm just sitting here trying to think. All right, if we go on this bourbon tour with Bob, I'm curious if, you know, what did we say it cost us if we did our own bourbon? It was going to be quite a bit.
I forget what we said. It was like $3,500
I mean,
or something.
it was
Yeah.
some dough. So Bob, we call you up and we say, dude, we want to do this. We want to go. What's it going to cost us?
It all depends on what you do want to do.
Let's say we want a Rolls Royce, man. We want the Mercedes.
You
we
want
the show.
Mercedes
We want the
Sprinter,
show, bro.
okay. Yeah, we're looking at $1,000 a day. That's for the Mercedes Sprinter, which two guys really doesn't need. You know, we can jump in my Dodge Dakota out here
Yeah, that's true. That's
for
true.
more like $300 a day. You know,
Gotcha.
we'll still have some good times.
But if J-Bo wanted to bring his friend and I wanted to bring a friend and
Right, you can
their
load it-
friends' friends.
Right.
We could put 12 people in that
Okay.
vehicle and
Yeah.
have a great
Gotcha.
time.
Good.
Okay.
But
So
yeah,
for $1,000 a day,
yeah,
And that's not bad if you have a whole crew coming.
you got it. Yeah, we're
I think it's
talking.
very
You
reasonable.
break it down between 10 people, you're at $100 a pop, and that's.
So does that include all the tours, or does that just include? Is that price for you?
Generally speaking, that would include all the tours.
Okay,
Yeah, we can
gotcha.
work that in there. Me personally, let's say you guys show up in Louisville or Lexington, and you just flew in, you rented a car, and you just want me to tag along.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different price range.
Right.
You're just paying for me, so it's very inexpensive.
Got to do it. Got to do it. All you people in Georgia, Springfield, all of our heavy listening areas, you need to take Bob up on his quest to take everybody in the world on this bourbon trail.
J-Bo, you know what it's about time for?
I don't know.
It's about time for segment 3, which means you're going to pull something out of your butt about Bob.
Oh man.
So I'm excited about it. I'm still drinking, and I'm getting a lot of this chocolate is tasting really good. I want to know where this field full of chocolate barley is.
I know.
I'm thinking about checking that out.
Can he send us a picture of chocolate barley so we can?
Anything's possible.
Maybe when Dave comes on, we can get the inside info, and we can go pluck us a few pieces of barley.
Whatever works, man.
You want to?
Hey, let's take a break.
Let's do it.
Come back and make it happen.
All right, back on 2 Shots on the Barrel. On the barrel.
Borrow.
I'm still in the banking mode. On the barrel with Bob White. Can we delete some of this crap out?
No, man, keep going.
Yeah, let's go. All right, back with 2 Shots right after this.
Whether you're buying or selling, be it your first home or your last home, or building your investment portfolio, give me a call. I'm Lisa Kearns, a realtor with Exit Realty Heartland. I understand the stress and hassles involved in buying and selling, and I will be here for you. Let me put my 20 plus years experience in marketing and customer service to work for you. Give me a call, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns, realtor with Exit Realty Heartland, here to work for you.
Hey, this is Jimbo.
This is J-Bo.
Man, we are so happy because, J-Bo, we got this podcast going, and we got fantastic sponsors like our good buddy Billy Taft with Big O Tires.
Billy Taft, longtime friend, and I've been going to him for years for new tires at Big O Tires.
I needed a new set of tires just recently. Guess where I went?
Where'd you go?
Big O Tires here in Lebanon, Kentucky, the heart of Central Kentucky. Billy Taft. He took fantastic care of me. I know he's always taking care of you.
Yeah, heck yeah. He's even taking care of me when I broke down in Bardstown. He has a Bardstown location as well. Fixed the tires right up. Baby, I was out the door, back to Lebanon in no time.
He does a fantastic job. He's always worried about number one. You know what number one is?
What's that?
That is the customer.
Exactly.
The customer is always right when it comes to Billy Taft and Big O Tires, J-Bo.
You can get oil changes, tire rotations, new tires. Heck, he's even got used tires you can buy.
Absolutely. Whatever it is you're looking for, I guarantee you're going to find it at Big O Tires, Bardstown, or in Lebanon. Boy, and guess what? They are sponsors right here, J-Bo, on Two Shots on a Barrel.
I'm telling you what, we love Billy Taft and Big O Tires.
Go there today. Big O Tires, Billy Taft. It's in Lebanon and Bardstown, the heart of Central Kentucky. Two old boys ain't much for working. J-Bo, I love it. I love it, man. I love that tune.
Terry is so talented.
Terry Woolley. So, the story goes that I said, Terry, we're doing this podcast thing. We're just a couple of guys want to talk about bourbon, everything that is Central Kentucky. And Terry's like, I got you. And he took it from there.
Yeah, 24 hours later, bam, we have an opening theme for our podcast.
Terry Woolley with Crystal Music is to kind of icing on the cake. Is sponsoring Two Shots on the Barrel. I don't know how cool that is.
Not only did he do this for us, he's also sponsoring us. So, I mean, it's a double whammy from old Terry. Thank you, Terry.
And you guys have come a long way. You went from a point in time where you guys didn't necessarily get along the best in the world, and now you are like best friends.
Well, it's like, you put two superstars in one room, there's going to be some bumping heads.
Listen, whether it's recording, maybe it's some voice lessons that you need, some learning how to play a guitar, harmonica, you name it, Crystal Music in Campbellsville, Kentucky is the place to go.
Hey, I even was in a tight spot. I was going to go to Nashville. I was going to interview a bunch of artists, and I needed a guitar to sign.
I remember that. I
walked in there, and I'm telling you, they have guitars everywhere. And he said, you don't want this guitar, you want this guitar. And he set me up, and away I went to Nashville. Bam.
He took care of you, and that's the way he can take care of everybody. He's a good dude. He works so hard. His wife, Anna, though, is the best thing in the world about him. There's no doubt about that. But Terry Woolley is a great dude, and for every musical thing that you need, including... If you're out there listening and you need a jingle for your podcast, reach out to Terry Woolley. Check him out on Facebook. Look him up, Terry Woolley. That's Wooley. Or look up Crystal Music. You'll be able to check out all their deals along the way. And thanks so much, as always, J-Bo. They're a great sponsor.
Hey, and we're looking for more.
Absolutely. Right here on Two Shots in a Barrel.
Hey, guys, this is J-Bo. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and Facebook at Two Shots on a Barrel fan page. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to Two Shots on a Barrel. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We love you, and stick around for more Two Shots on a Barrel.
Back to Two Shots on a Barrel. I'm Jimbo along with J-Bo. Bob White, which is a tour guide extraordinaire. J-Bo, the ghost, just walked in the door. The door opened all by itself. So we were on that break. It's funny. It's like we've got the podcast and then we've got the stories that go on behind the podcast. That time you guys were talking like strip joints and stuff. I
So
wouldn't know about those things.
So, not much him, but me. I grew up in the hood. Okay, south end of Louisville, and I didn't know it was the hood back then. But you gotta be careful driving through there today. But I remember when I was little driving down 7th Street, and in between the strip clubs, up and down 7th Street Road, which there's a bunch. There used to be a merry-go-round right on the corner. You remember that? Mm-hmm. I've never been in there, I promise. But I remember seeing these old buildings everywhere, and I didn't know what they were. They looked scary, and we drove past them. But it ends up they're old distilleries, and they were in my backyard, less than a half a mile of me growing up. I had distilleries in my backyard and didn't even know it.
So, all right. So, Bob, you were talking about Heaven Hill. My grandfather worked for Heaven Hill for years and years and years. God rest his soul. And obviously, when I think of Heaven Hill, I think about in my grandparents' neighborhood these old gray-looking warehouses that they had right there, and you would smell those. It was almost like I almost think of it as
bourbon,
like cheese bread. No, like cheese bread almost.
Cheese bread.
Yes, seriously, J-Bo, cheese bread. And so when I think of Heaven Hill, I think of Bardstown. But you were mentioning Louisville and the connection with Heaven Hill and Louisville and like these big, almost like prison walls almost around it. I excuse me for being not very smart,
cheesy,
but seriously. When I went to St. A, let's take a step back.
Let's take a step back.
When I went to St. A, they made the best cheese bread you ever had in your life. And it was like this one big slab of cheese on top of the toast, J-Bo, and it put off a certain
aroma.
Mm-hmm. And when I would go with my grandparents to Bardstown,
right,
I smelled St. A cheese bread, J-Bo.
Okay.
All right, now back to Bob.
Sorry, man.
Now that I've cleared that crap up.
Cheese bread.
I didn't know that Heaven Hill had anything necessarily in Louisville.
Yeah, since
Educate
1997.
Me. Educate me.
So we had a little spill and a little fire there in Bardstown.
I remember that. So I remember that.
It was a windy November day.
I happened. We were coming back from Louisville that day. It was oh my God, you could see the fire. It was scary. Go ahead, Bob.
He was nibbling on cheese bread.
Sounds
Listen,
like it,
you did not have good cheese bread until you had it at St. A in the 3rd grade. All right, go ahead, Bob.
So Heaven Hill, most people will associate Heaven Hill with the drive-through Bardstown because their office headquarters, their bottling line, the old distillery property, and their visitor center, the Heritage Center there, is right on the main drag coming out of Bardstown, going toward Loretto, past Willett and all that. And they had their distillery at the bottom of the hill down there along Rowan's Creek up until the warm November day in 1996 when a little fire was sparked and 40,000 barrels crashed to the ground and had a big fire. It didn't destroy the distillery. There had already been plans to relocate distilling operations into Louisville, but that fire kind of nudged it along a little quicker.
Yes, sir.
So they acquired what we call the Bernheim plant today, down right down in the California neighborhood of Breckenridge and 18th Street in Louisville. The Bernheim plant, it's not the shiny, pretty visitor center that a lot of bourbon tourists are used to seeing.
More of like a production center, right?
It's a big production center, yeah. And I've been in there once, maybe twice, with some special groups that had good access. They knew the right people, and I love the photos I was able to get there because
you can say who they're friends with here, man. Throw some names out.
Hey, listen, we know you rub elbows with some of the elites. Go ahead, Bob. Don't be so modest.
Take it to the next level.
Trump 2020.
There you go.
But anyway, I love the photos I have because there's like this 6-foot wide, 70-foot tall column still made of stainless. And sometimes when folks go to all these other visitor centers and operations and such, they're used to seeing these beautiful, shiny copper and lots of brass and this and that and, cute. And they work, they do the job. But I love showing them a picture of something more along the lines of a giant refinery and saying, look, here's an example. You don't need to be cute to produce some of the best whiskeys in the world.
Yeah.
Heaven Hill, they are the largest family-owned distillery in America. So when you drive through Bardstown and you see that little bit, that's just a drop in the bucket. They bought up all the old distilleries to kind of shut down in the downturns of the bourbon industry. So whether you're in Fairfield or Bloomfield or wherever, Cox's Creek, surrounding Bardstown, all these places, these warehouses are all pretty much Heaven Hill warehouses anymore. They're a big show, and love the folks at Heaven Hill to pieces.
So Shapira, it's the Shapira family, right?
Correct, yeah.
That's cool.
See,
you didn't know I knew that, did you?
I was
Jimbo?
like, Shapira, is that an attorney's office?
It does sound like an attorney's office.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, that family was in the department store business throughout Prohibition, and then repeal came along, and they said, you know what, let's get in this whiskey game. So 5 brothers jumped in there, and they hired some folks that knew what they were doing. Some of the Beam family came on board, and really it was the combination of those two.
You know, those Beam boys are mixed up in a little bit of every kind of thing
right.
around here. Everybody has a little Beam help here and there.
I'm kind of envisioning myself right now as a cheesehead.
You know what? Ever since you said you can smell it, I've been smelling it off of you.
Yeah,
so.
but listen to me here. I'm thinking this Bob White dude's been pretty impressive today. I'm thinking myself as a couple of cheeseheads from Milwaukee that come down, and he's filling me with all this
Knowledge.
history, man, and knowledge. I'm like, this dude is
He knows.
on it, man.
He knows it. How long have you been, infatuated, consumed with bourbon to get to this point you are now?
Because you've had to do some studying, Bob.
Yeah, you
You
had
didn't
to.
learn this overnight,
No.
dude.
No, not what I know came overnight, that's for sure. And the Bourbon Steward program didn't do much either. I already kind of got the gist of all that stuff. Gosh, I remember it was one winter, and
30 degrees.
my buddy brought out some Seagrams and eggnog.
Yep.
And we were kids, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
That's the start of a good story
Only
right
in
there.
Kentucky, man.
That's right.
Me and the same buddy went on. We cut our teeth on Elijah Craig, and we really loved that stuff. And that kind of got me inching toward the whole bourbon thing. I've always enjoyed bourbon whiskey. I mean, it's the blood of Kentucky, basically. But it wasn't until I jumped on board as a tour guide that I really dove deep in. And, of course, we have the beautiful visitor centers and experiences offered all over the place. But I've always enjoyed the history and the backstories.
Right.
What's the real story behind this or that?
Yeah.
And the scenery. I love Kentucky. Our rolling hills and fields, and it's just it's home. And like Lincoln said, heaven must be a Kentucky kind of place.
I like it.
Sorry,
I like
He's
it.
rolling.
that was
This
Daniel
guy-
Boone.
What'd he say?
He said it was Daniel Boone. Now, this guy, today, he had the day off, and so he went to the distillery and got this OCD for us. Besides jumping on the highway, getting here in a heartbeat, he took every back road he could find just so he could enjoy seeing the back roads of Kentucky. I mean, that's something you can come here and do, just like he did. I mean, it's enjoyable, it's peaceful, and you're away from all the nonsense of the big cities right now.
Yeah.
And so I think what you did, I think a lot of people need to be doing, and getting out there and seeing God's country face to face.
Yeah, we got people listening from everywhere, Bob, and we know that you're going to share this like with millions. You know how many people he's friends with on social media. This is a popular dude, Bob White.
How many?
A bunch.
A bunch?
A whole lot more than me and you.
Has it got a little blue check next to it?
Yeah,
or
pretty
something?
much.
Yeah.
That's the next level that he's getting ready to be on. But so people, when they want to know, and they're listening to this, Bob, and they're saying, I'm ready to do this, how do they reach out to you?
Facebook is the easiest way, and my phone number is accessible through my Facebook page there, Bob White, just like it sounds. You can put Bob White Tour Guide, and I'll pop up right off the bat. You can also, I've posted some stories on there, too, about some of my greater tour experiences over the past decade, and they're just fun. So if you want to see some of the fun things we've done over the past 10 years or so, check it out. None of them are going to harm anybody if you read it, so you can enjoy.
I wish we could say the same for our posts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might harm you if you see some of our posts. But
So
you
when you set everything up with Bob and you confirm it, and the day comes and Bob's there, and you just say, "Hey, Bobby," right, J-Bo?
that's pretty much how I would do it.
When that's what you
Yeah.
would do, right?
Yeah, hey, Bobby, we're ready.
Dude, you had fun today.
I did have fun today. And hearing Bobby from this guy over here, I tell you, only people that call me Bobby are my family members, like my immediate family members, and my attorney.
So you guys
We're
had
family now.
You guys had an instant connection. Your old Louisville boys.
That's right, South End. Well, he's kind of South End.
I mean, that's the same.
But
pretty much the same salt of the earth.
we
right?
both grew up learning a little bit about Churchill Downs at a time. You know, we kind of jump in there, check it out. I saw many things for the first time at Churchill Downs growing up.
You've
in
told
the
me
infield.
about.
Yeah.
You've told me a few
Yeah,
of those things.
and you know he has the same experiences. So, we click, man. It's good to have old Bobby in the house.
Yeah, Bob White. Go check him out on Facebook. If you're wanting a tour of, oh my gosh,
Whatever.
we got to do this too. We
Yeah.
we got to set us up. We're gonna do. We're gonna go on the road with 2 Shots on a Barrel, and I think it would be an honor to at some point, maybe when we get like our 2,000th download, we can get Bobby to take us on a tour.
See, Bobby, the one thing he hasn't thought about with going on the road was, you know, when we're here, we're like 5 minutes from home, and so we can partake and you know wait a little bit and then go home. But when we're on the road and we partake and we're like 30 miles away, you know, we could be face down somewhere if we're not careful.
That's why we have
Bobby.
the ultimate professional in Bobby
That's
to
right.
take care of you.
And he would be there for us.
Absolutely. I've the utmost confidence. He's a professional.
We're going to do this.
All right.
You going to come with us sometime?
Oh, absolutely. I tell you what, guys, if you need a nice limo, I got my buddy over at Derby City Limo to help
Derby
us
City,
out.
yes.
Or if you want that Mercedes Sprinter, contact Tommy Downs up at Copper Top Tours in Bardstown.
Copper Top, I love that name.
And then if we don't want that and we just want to hang out in Dodge Dakota, we just call Bob White.
You got that right, too.
You got any other buddies out there that you're associated with you want to give a shout out to?
That covers the basics.
You got them all.
Yeah.
I mean, because your friends are our friends.
They know where I'm at.
That's it. Hey, man, we had a lot of people calling in this week. Not calling in, but emailing, texting, saying that they just heard about this show and wanting to be sponsors and wanted this, that, and the other, wanted to partake in the show. So
Absolutely.
I want to give a shout out to all those people to call. We're going to get you on and get you lined up.
Absolutely, for sure.
Touch base with a good friend in Bardstown, Donna Blinko Go-Go.
You told me about
Yes.
that. Go.
She is the top-notch, the best grandmother anybody has ever been around, ever. I've seen it firsthand. She has Camp Go-Go there in Bardstown, and she can throw it down. So I'm going to give a shout-out to my buddy, Donna. She's a sweet lady.
Can I meet Go?
Well, everybody has to meet Go-Go.
I wanna meet Go-Go.
Yeah, so we'll make a trip to Bardstown, have lunch or dinner with Go-Go once we can get out.
I'm all about meeting Go. Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of sponsorship opportunities here on 2 Shots. We're growing, baby. We are growing like the bourbon industry. We are growing like wildfire, and certainly get on while you can. We've got great sponsors right now. I want to give a shout-out to Big Old Tires. We love Billy Taft, Bardstown, and Lebanon.
We got Crystal Music as well.
Yep, Terry Woolley. If you are out there and you're listening to this podcast and you're saying, you know, I love these guys and I love their intro tune, Terry Woolley, Crystal Music did that for us. Man, he is a talented son of a buck.
And he can do one for your podcast as well.
Absolutely.
So
all
give
you got
him-
to do is reach out to
Heck
him,
yeah.
Crystal Music and Terry Woolley. And then we can't forget Lisa Kearns, Exit Realty. She is kicking butt.
You know
Excuse
why?
me, I had to-
You just knocked your microphone
Yeah, I know,
off.
but she's kicking butt. I got excited about it. She is burning up the real estate
She
industry.
really is. She really is. And we really couldn't do it without her. She's been there with us since day one. And
She believes in us when we didn't believe in ourselves.
Right.
Or she really didn't need to believe in us.
I'm sure she still has her doubts, but
Yeah.
she believes in it. So
Good stuff.
we appreciate Lisa.
Hey, listen, we've got a lot of great shows coming your way on 2 Shots on the Barrel. Big confidence that our buddy Bob White's going to hook us up with some good guests, and he's well connected in the industry. We might as well go ahead and tell you. I know J-Bo was kind of teasing it out on social media here a couple of weeks ago. We've got what I think is just an unbelievably humongous guest coming on 2 Shots on the Barrel. He's honestly a legend in the industry, and when we mention it, Bob White, have you know who our guest is going to be?
He already spilled the beans to me earlier. Steve Nally,
Killer, man.
who is a legendary master distiller. He's going to be on right now. He's with Bardstown Bourbon Company. He spent many years at Maker's Mark. Actually started out as a janitor at Maker's Mark. Is that not crazy? Then he went to make a trip when he thought he was going to retire. He found an opportunity in Wyoming
whiskey.
and made that trip to Wyoming, and now he's back with Bardstown Bourbon Company. I'm stoked to be able to have the legend that he is, Steve Nally, in here on Two Shots on a Barrel.
I will be a little starstruck, and I know him.
Yeah, I'm usually not. I don't have trouble talking,
Right.
but I'm going to be a little bit nervous on that one.
You know, I get starstruck at times, but usually it's not by people that I know. I know this guy. I don't know why. Every time he's around, I still get starstruck.
I'm just going to be, yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to, an example, I guess, if I can't even give an example. To me, that's going to be the cream of the crop so far of Two Shots on a Barrel, and so it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
It's going to be fun. Bob White, appreciate you coming in, my brother.
You the
Happy
man.
to be here, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. Come back sometime, and we'll get that tour going on too.
Heck
You
yeah,
better,
Bob.
yeah.
Bobby, you hang in there, buddy.
Bob White, check him out on Facebook if you want a tour of the Bourbon Trail. Bob White's your guy. Check him out on Facebook. Give him a call, set it up, and share our podcast. Hit like and tell some folks about Two Shots on a Barrel. We're having fun. It's all about Central Kentucky and our love of what is right here in the Bluegrass State. J-Bo, that's all I got.
Good night, brother.
All right, brother. Good night, sweetheart. We'll see you next time on Two Shots on a Barrel.
Whether you're buying or selling, be it your first home or your last home, or building your investment portfolio, give me a call. I'm Lisa Kearns, a realtor with Exit Realty Heartland. I understand the stress and hassles involved in buying and selling, and I will be here for you. Let me put my 20 plus years experience in marketing and customer service to work for you. Give me a call, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns, realtor with Exit Realty Heartland, here to work for you.
Hey, this is Jimbo.
This is J-Bo.
Man, we are so happy because, J-Bo, we got this podcast going, and we got fantastic sponsors like our good buddy Billy Taft with Big O Tires.
Billy Taft, longtime friend, and I've been going to him for years for new tires at Big O Tires.
I needed a new set of tires just recently. Guess where I went?
Where'd you go?
Big O Tires here in Lebanon, Kentucky, the heart of Central Kentucky. Billy Taft. He took fantastic care of me. I know he's always taking care of you.
Yeah, heck yeah. He's even taking care of me when I broke down in Bardstown. He has a Bardstown location as well. Fixed the tires right up. Baby, I was out the door, back to Lebanon in no time.
He does a fantastic job. He's always worried about number one. You know what number one is?
What's that?
That is the customer.
Exactly.
The customer is always right when it comes to Billy Taft and Big O Tires, J-Bo.
You can get oil changes, tire rotations, new tires. Heck, he's even got used tires you can buy.
Absolutely. Whatever it is you're looking for, I guarantee you're going to find it at Big O Tires, Bardstown, or in Lebanon. Boy, and guess what? They are sponsors right here, J-Bo, on Two Shots on a Barrel.
I'm telling you what, we love Billy Taft and Big O Tires.
Go there today. Big O Tires, Billy Taft. It's in Lebanon and Bardstown, the heart of Central Kentucky. Two old boys ain't much for working. J-Bo, I love it. I love it, man. I love that tune.
Terry is so talented.
Terry Woolley. So, the story goes that I said, Terry, we're doing this podcast thing. We're just a couple of guys want to talk about bourbon, everything that is Central Kentucky. And Terry's like, I got you. And he took it from there.
Yeah, 24 hours later, bam, we have an opening theme for our podcast.
Terry Woolley with Crystal Music is to kind of icing on the cake. Is sponsoring Two Shots on the Barrel. I don't know how cool that is.
Not only did he do this for us, he's also sponsoring us. So, I mean, he's a double whammy from old Terry. Thank you, Terry.
And you guys have come a long way. You went from a point in time where you guys didn't necessarily get along the best in the world, and now you are like best friends.
Well, it's like, you put two superstars in one room, there's going to be some bumping heads.
Listen, whether it's recording, maybe it's some voice lessons that you need, some learning how to play a guitar, harmonica, you name it, Crystal Music in Campbellsville, Kentucky is the place to go.
Hey, I even was in a tight spot. I was going to go to Nashville. I was going to interview a bunch of artists, and I needed a guitar to sign.
I remember that. I remember that.
I walked in there, and I'm telling you, they have guitars everywhere. And he said, "You don't want this guitar, you want this guitar." And he set me up, and away I went to Nashville. Bam.
He took care of you, and that's the way he can take care of everybody. He's a good dude. He works so hard. His wife, Ina, though, is the best thing in the world about him. There's no doubt about that. But Terry Woolley is a great dude, and for every musical thing that you need, including if you're out there listening and you need a jingle for your podcast, reach out to Terry
Definitely.
Woolley. Check him out on Facebook. Look him up, Terry Woolley. That's Wooley. Or look up Crystal Music. You'll be able to check out all their deals along the way. And thanks so much, as always, J-Bo. They're a great sponsor.
Hey, and we're looking for more.
Absolutely. Right here on Two Shots in a Barrel.
Hey, guys, this is J-Bo. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and Facebook at Two Shots on a Barrel fan page. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to Two Shots on a Barrel. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We love you, and stick around for more Two Shots on a Barrel.